Alright, hello and welcome to another Haku tutorial video. Today we are going to be exploring the Eco RP mod, which has the food tray item, which you can learn in your engram list on the Dead Deli. And we're going to be taking a look at all the adjoining structures with that and comparing them against the vanilla structures. So this is what the end setup typically looks like for the RP structure. We've got our cooking pot in the back and our industrial cooker on the right here that we'll be comparing against. So basic cooking pot, just to have the more common what I see folks building. We got our industrial cooker, which I still see some folks using. That's fine. This does end up doing the same thing, but it costs a lot of resources early game, whereas the Eco RP structures are all wood, stone, flint, and sometimes metal ingots, but it's like 5 at a time. So it's pretty inexpensive to craft. The cooker here, you can just smack some raw meat in there. That cooks just like an industrial grill, no qualms there. We've got our Lazarus chowder. Note that we need water. And the nice part about that is you can just go on over to your inventory and smack a canteen, a water skin, a water jar. It doesn't matter as long as it has water in it. So water skins you will still need to fill back up just because they're going to be empty over time. But a canteen or a water jar is forever filling this cooking pot. So you never need to replace the water. Just one jar filled with water and you're good to go. So notice how fast that's crafting though. That's pretty snappy. We'll come over here and check it out against the industrial cooker now, which I just click on enable auto crafting here, which will trigger in a couple seconds before it starts. But you can see it's still about the same speed. For whatever reason it starts at 90%, but the actual time to cook is about the same. And this is a item that requires polymer, this is requiring crystal, this is requiring a lot of ingots and levels that players probably won't have in the first few hours of the server, or for a while for some folks that are playing more casually. So that being said, I highly encourage you using the eco structures here because it just is so much better and just a great quality of life improvement for folks that want to have something that's both aesthetic and also efficient. You can see here we're trying to cook Lazarus chowder. That is working right now. There's not a engram listing for vanilla structures, so it's just going to be going for a little bit. This takes roughly 15 to 30 seconds, so we're not going to watch this whole thing. But yeah, it's definitely a lot more rough from the cooking pot. So over here, while we wait for that, we're going to check out this water tank, I guess they're calling it, but it's just a sink. You can go ahead and refill canteens in here. You can drink out of this. It's the sink structure inside of the food tray, but before you can place the sink, for it to function anyway, you have to actually put down this bucket. Not quite sure the logic here. We don't question physics here on Ark. That just is the way it is. But you put your bucket down first, and we'll just smack that there. It doesn't matter. Placement's pretty easy. Now it does look a little silly. Again, we don't question it though. We just respect that we now are going to have infinite water from this. Smack that down, right? And once connected, you got water immediately flowing out of it. You can drink by pressing E on this structure, and you can refill canteens, water jars, water skins. I still recommend using the irrigation pipes and all that, but this is just a pretty way to have water in an area that you might need to be filling your canteen. It's more of a nice hot spot for just you as a player drinking while breeding or walking around base, etc. Notice our Lazarus chowder filled, but the problem here being that it uses our canteen up, all 300 water out of it. It doesn't matter your jar size, it uses the full water content. So that being said, this is our food tray over here. I'll quickly show you whereabouts the structure tab is here. So we got structures, and then we've got our water bucket, our sink, we've got as well as the cooker here. So this is your base structure for the rest of the items to snap to. So you can go ahead and craft one of those. And then the cooking pot is 5 ingots. Compare that against your industrial cooker because they do the same thing. So definitely a much more cheaper, and it doesn't require any leveling. There's nothing, really no requirements for being able to start cramming out the structure whenever you want. And it's just so much prettier. I definitely recommend it. One other thing is the recipe station. You can use that along with this mixing bowl. So behind the die mixer here, but the die mixer you can also use. This is just you may get 25 dies for every recipe you craft here, so it's a little bit cheaper than normal. making it pretty nice for folks that just want to color things. But this mixing bowl is the more important part. So we're going to talk about basically just you can craft all these base ingredients to make more complex food types that just don't spoil for a long time. You can make a ton of them. I like them personally when I don't want to have to just make the normal PvP standard recipes with craft skill, which is something I'll probably be doing later, but for now it's definitely more fun to just have a bunch of popcorn. One of my tri-mates did that, and ever since then we just casually have popcorn on us for day-to-day runs. But that being said, I think that helps break down the Eco RP Mod's food tray, and thank you guys for joining us. I'll see you next time. Haku